Hey, remote learners, 7th and 8th graders. Hope y'all are doing great. And this is our assignment for the week of August 31st. Hopefully by now you watched the 2 videos from YouTube that talk about the importance of computer science. And what I love about computer science, it's not like math where, if you get it wrong, here comes that big red ink pen. Marking down your score. With computer science, there's going to be trial and error, trying things out. If it doesn't work, no big deal. You just try something different, tweak it a little bit. So that's what I love about computer science. So to get to today's lesson, we're going to go to DeKalbMiddleSchoolSaints.com, our homepage, and go to quick links. Now, each week, we're going to be going to use our curriculum, which is on code.org. Now, to get to code.org, you have to go through Clever. So go ahead and go to Clever, and you'll click Log In with Google. And once you log in with Google, and this is actually can get you to a lot of different resources that your teachers may be wanting you to go to. Now, the icon we're wanting to go to is this right here, code.org. It's the black boxes with the blue around it. Go ahead and favorite that by clicking that little heart, and that will kind of pop it up to the screen and make it to the top of your favorites and make it easier to find. Okay, so code.org. And then for my 7th and 8th grade learners, we're going to be going and doing something a little different from 6th grade. It's going to be called CSD Unit 1, Problem Solving and Computing. So when you clicked code.org, this is probably what your screen looks like. Make sure it looks like this at the top when you get into this. So CSD stands for Computer Science Discovery. So we're going to be discovering the ins and outs of computer science, digital citizenship, coding, the whole 9 yards. Now, looking at this toggle menu, now this one kind of is a detail view. I like personally this one. It's the grid view. Just click there, and it makes it a lot easier to see. Now, we're going to skip this week the pre-survey, and we're going to be completing Chapter 1, introducing us to the problem-solving process. Okay? So these are chapters, and then it is in a unit, Unit 1, just like a textbook, chapters in a unit. And we're going to be looking at Chapter 1, but lessons 1, 2, and 3 today. So let's go ahead and click that first bubble. I'm going to call those bubbles, indicate those as bubbles. Now, some of you guys did this lesson, this activity last year, but we're just going to talk about it. I didn't do it in class this year, obviously, with COVID, and we don't want a big tote of water where everybody's hands going in. But what I did last year was we designed aluminum boats. And if you want to do this at home, go for it. It was really fun last year. And with a piece of aluminum foil, your goal was to try to see how many pennies you could get to hold up. And then if I'd had time, I would have given you a second piece of aluminum foil and see if you can improve that. And I guarantee you, if you do this at home, if you do it that second time, you'll probably improve because you're going to tweak it. You're going to see what worked. You're going to see what didn't. That's what computer science is. You trial and error. And that's what this activity does. So again, I didn't do that in class, but if you want to do that at home, pretty easy. You click those activity guides and get there. Okay. Now, I've got a knock at the door. Let me put you on pause just for a second. I'll be right back. Hey, recording. Okay. Sorry about that. Computer science, there's teachers got some interruptions from time to time, helping with Chromebooks and stuff. That's okay. So back to it. Sorry for the delay. All right. Now, this right here talks about the problem-solving process. Problem-solving process. Now, this is really like, in my opinion, kind of like the, you don't have to open it. You can look at mine. You can open it and look at it. This is kind of like scientific method. You try something and you see if it works, and then you tweak it. There was a really good example over here, down here at DMS, when we were trying to figure out, Miss Puckett and Miss Fouch was trying to figure out how to feed 500 people in the world of COVID with social distancing. So that was obviously they defined that problem. How do we feed students and keep them safe? They prepared solutions, so they went through and brainstormed and tried to go. They went to the cafeteria, taped off seats. They tried some things, and I'll tell you what they did. A week after they've tried it, they went and tweaked it. They changed the times a little bit and made it work for DMS. So that's a good example of problem-solving process that we're going to be using in today's lesson. Okay. Go ahead and click continue. Now, we're not going to watch this video with me, but I do want you to go in and watch this video of this guy. It's on Lesson 2, Bubble 2. This is a guy that helped design this company called Zipline. And what they do is they code these drones to go drop off blood samples to third world countries, villages that don't have an adequate road system. So you need to watch this because they use the problem-solving process. So go in your modules in a moment and watch this, okay? You're really good. Before you move on with the activity of the day, make sure you watch this, okay? That's on you to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And this is where we get to the activity today. Now, to try to make it easier, I've put the activity of the day right here on your Google Classroom, okay? I put this on here on Monday. It says remote learners. I'll explain the below document in the video of the week later, and here I am explaining it. So go ahead and click that. Now, mine said Monday, 4th period. Just ignore that. It should be in your Google Classroom. Now, this is a brain teaser. This has nothing to do with coding or computer science, but everything to do with the computer science, the problem-solving process. And you will probably have to get out a scrap piece of paper for this, or if you want to print this document at home, that's fine. I'm not picking it up. This is kind of just a brain teaser. See if you can figure this out. Here's the problem. A big group of 15 guests is getting together at a restaurant for a birthday. Now, this was probably before COVID, I guess. The restaurants have 3 tables that can each seat only 5 people. Below, you can find some information about the people who are attending the party. Now, here's a diagram here, okay? Here's a diagram of the 1, 2, and 3 tables there. Okay? So there's the 3 tables. And you got to figure out how to get those 15 people to sit at these tables. So that's pretty easy. There's 5 seats, 3 tables, 5 times 3, 15. That's easy, Mr. Oaks. Well, look, they've got some issues, we'll say. Okay? Now, let me back up and say code.org didn't want you to write a lot, so look what they did. Each letter of the names go to A to O. So when you get one row, you can go down, like if you put somebody like Hannah, starts with an H. Once you think you've got that, you can mark out H. Okay? That's once you get them there. All right? Now, look in here. These people have to sit with one another. They're BFFs, and they have to sit with one another. So they've got to be sit together. Now, over here, this kind of reminds me of DMS at times, these students are in a fight with one another, okay? We've all been there, girl. The guy liked this other girl's Insta, and no, you didn't. And there goes the girls are in a fight, okay? And I'll just say, girls, just don't worry about it. It's just some dude. Okay. But anyway, relationship advice, that comes later in another lesson. Okay. But anyway, these people are in a fight. You cannot put them together on the same table. Now, they may be sitting on the same table. Try to avoid that. You may have to put them there, but they definitely don't need to be sitting next to each other. So, and ideally, you want them on separate tables, but in some instances, you may have to put them on the same table. But if you do, make sure they're not sitting together. Okay, so that's the brain teaser. So you're going to use that problem-solving process. Define 15 guests trying to find a seat that everybody gets along. Try it. Prepare the solution. Get a scrap piece of paper. Brainstorm. Try it. Reflect and see. Go through and make sure all that works. And that's today's activity of the week, okay? Again, you don't have to turn this in. This is just to try to practice getting that problem-solving process, and because that's what computer science is all about, okay? So for this week, watch all 3 of the videos, the 2 at the beginning, the 1 in the middle. Go through those modules. If you want to, a bonus activity, you can do the aluminum boat. Again, that's optional. And then try this activity. Again, probably have to get a scrap piece of paper to write this down, or you can go and print that out, okay? Hope you guys have a great rest of the week. A long weekend coming up. I'm Mr. Noakes, and I'm out for Computer Lab week of August 31st.